have a look at it. It's two of the heavy hitters in this event. Michel Bourez, a former winner here, and Julian Wilson, who has cracked the final at Margaret River in the past. He was in that exchange with Sebastian Zietz here last season, and he's had some big heats here this year as well. And he's off to a quick start here. This is live action. Quick little two-turn combo, I should say. And it should be a mid-range score. I think the big numbers are going to be a little bit harder to come by for Julian Wilson and Michel Bourez based on the surfing that they've done earlier in this contest.
Meaning what? You want to see a little bit more out of them? It's kind of what it seems like a little call out there.
Well, here goes Julian Wilson once again. Had a 6.5 on his first wave. This one's not going to go into the top two by the end of this heat. Michel Bourez now out the back, having a look at this one. Likes what he sees. He's going to have to dig in big time on this first section. He does. A nice carve and plenty of speed carry into this arcing turn. Climbing the roof now, a clean float, so a solid combination of turns. And had he ridden out that last move, certainly would have pushed that score a lot higher.
You would have seen excellent wave scores come in, you know, by comparison what we saw in the first heat. But that arc all the way around, good, nice, and same speed, same thing here, really laying over. You see that body all the way leaned into the water, but just unfortunate for him right there not to complete that last move. And hopefully the consistency is there so we can kind of see this back and forth thing happening. There's the 5 judges, 7 5s from 2 of them, 7 0s. Knock out the high and the low, and there's your average.
Well, a really strong opening ride, and now trying to back it up. Love that bottom turn. Doing well not to catch a nose rail coming out of that move. But just the one turn. So it won't be a monster number. Julian swinging late here. Under the lip. But able to hang on here. A bit of foam on the face. He's looking for that wall that's been cleaned up by the first wave in the set.
Thinking, oh, I'm in the right spot, but look at that. It literally barrels off the top of him, and I don't think he expected that completely. You'd think that the wind's going to hold it up enough. But at that point, he did well just to make it. But, you know, there's no transition to really push off of.
Even with just that takeoff, Pete, he's been more barreled in WA than you and I this year.
So true. So true.
Well, gets plenty of speed on this drop and adds some big points with that first maneuver. Silky through the transition carve. And now looking for the finish. It's going dry on the inside, but he does well to place his board up and over the top of that falling lip, getting the fins free for a moment. And that should be a pretty decent number.
Good choice here of waves, being that it's pushing down the line. So he's going to get that extra drive. Beautiful, smooth arcs, you're right. He kind of pushes through all that chop, but no worries for him. And then this one climbs it. Gets that little punch of the fins. There's a good angle to really show how much bumps on the face. And it's literally, the bumps are not coming at you anymore. They're going away from you. And it is a whole different feel when you are having that wave moving the different direction. You can see the ribs in the face. Generally, they're moving at you. This time, away from you. And you see he gets over it and finds the smooth water. That's where he gets the turn in. You see, he's got a similar style in the sense of compressing and extending. Like John was doing, Julian has that same ability.
And Julian's up once again, his last wave. The scores are still coming through. Well, let's see how he takes this thing apart. Has a lot of speed through the inside now.
Nice.
And having to negotiate some sections that weren't really cooperating and doing it really well.
Let's take a look at the replay here again. Not an easy wave to surf. Ton of wind blowing. So you see how he just absorbs it all. Connecting that section and that section. That climb of the whitewater there, so difficult to do.
Michel had passed it up already in his mind, looking out the back at the set. And Julian just going, wow, this is a good wave, and just kept paddling straight for it, straight into it, caught that thing. Judges gave him his backup score. He's looking good now. He's got 2 good solid scores, and leaving Michel at the back with priority, but maybe in this case the curve's a priority.
Here goes Julian Wilson, trying to push his heat score total up. A little more committed on that first turn, getting some aggression out. Wants to break into the excellent range, and he's going to smash the oncoming section there. And behind him, Michel Bourez also unloading.
Now that's what we call a meat hook. Nice size set wave for Michel, so that's what he was trying to wait for that priority. And again, he gets the outside turn. And that one too, nice two-turn combo. We've seen those go into excellent. I feel like this one will too. Smaller wave for Julian, so he knows he has to really dig in, which he does. That was a nice arc, and a lot of the difference for his arc that he does there was the point where he was vertical into the turn, so it makes it more difficult.
Proving just how good a relationship they have with this location. As we see Julian going after that 7.88 now. And that section, he just got there a little late. He's going to have to head back out there with just over 4.5 minutes to go.
We had been able to take a look at this first, so he's going to have to try and manufacture a big score on a wave that has less potential. He gave it all he could, maybe thinking, will there be some magic section that could kind of show some innovation or progression? That would have been a point of difference, but take a look at this first. So he's going to have to try and manufacture a big score on a wave that has less potential. He gave it all he could.
We dive into the recap here. Michel getting the better of Julian on the opening exchange, 7.17, and really the majority of points coming out of that beautiful carve midway through this ride.
He's got that snap roundhouse cutback to floater combo on lock. It's got a really neat pace to it. When you see it come together like that, it's hard to not give it 8s. That one came in at a 7.17 because of the fall. And then Julian, he's been definitely on the short end of the stick in regards to waves, and he's kept it pretty close. So you got to commend him for that. This was definitely the best wave of the heat. 2 big snaps on a sizable set wave.
Only 3 waves, and he managed a couple of big numbers.
That was a scary situation. There was concession going down, right? And if Michel wasn't paying attention right there, we could have seen almost an interference.
For sure, we've seen that before. Surfers
with Michel
concede, shake hands, and then go on and catch a wave and have a shot at the score. But it was a frustrating heat for Julian Wilson.